AITA for reporting my therapist after she revealed information to my stepmom. I, 21F, lost my mom in 2021 in a bar accident. It was sudden, it was devastating, and I had no one to turn to for support. And my dad married my stepmom a year later. I currently live with them preparing for medical school. I have to say I'm not that excited to start because I have a lot of unresolved grief and needed to talk and get some stuff off my chest. My stepmom has been trying to insert herself as a replacement for my mom. Mad, it's very obvious. She's the controlling type and gets involved in every single aspect of my life. It makes me uncomfortable. I told my dad that I'll be seeing a therapist. My stepmom said she'd take care of it. I have been in therapy for 2 months now. However, lately I noticed my stepmom wanting to talk to me about things that I regularly bring up in therapy to my therapist. She'd bluntly ask questions about things I said in therapy. She at some point offered me money to talk to her. I stopped talking to her. But she started brining up my mom during dinner. It's not easy to talk about my mom. It's very stressful and causes me to get emotional. When I asked how she knew, she admitted that the therapist told her. I was shocked. She went on about why I shouldn't hate her and respect her more and get rid of the negativity and just accept and try to adapt to this new normal. I had no response, but I was mad. I yelled at her and told her she had no right to police my words and get involved in personal matters. My dad said I shouldn't yell because my stepmom was just worried about me and wanted to make sure I was making progress in therapy. I left the kitchen and decided to stop seeing my therapist. The next day I told her about what my stepmom said and told her that I'll be reporting her for breaking confidentiality. My stepmom threw a fit and my dad told me to back down and that I was free to stop going but not cause issues and mess with people's careers and act out like that. I refused to listen to him and he's still telling me to stop it. He ignores how upset I am. AITA? NTA. For all your therapist knows. You live in a horrendously abusive household and their actions just got you handcuffed to a radiator in the basement for 3 months. That's just the worst case scenario. Really. What is said in this room stays in this room is rule number 1 in every therapist office. What's up with your dad telling you to not report it? Parents should not pressure kids to cover up abuses. But part of growing up is learning to not cover up what your parents would cover up. And then there's the fact your stepmom handpicked this therapist. Your therapist didn't just slip and offer up info. Your stepmom and therapist planned this out from the beginning. But anyway, report her. Because the next patient might get handcuffed to a radiator or worse. No. Your therapist needs to be reported. Not only is this behavior unethical, it's against the law. It's a HIPAA violation. Unless you gave permission, had talked about self-harm, suicide, or had mental health issues. Here is some info. Under HIPAA, therapists may share pertinent information directly related to treatment, with people involved in a person's care if the person in treatment has agreed, has been given an opportunity to object and has not objected, has indicated they don't object by bringing a partner to treatment or having a parent help schedule sessions and pick up prescriptions, is unconscious, delirious, experiencing psychosis, intoxicated, or otherwise incapable of making decisions. NTA. Mess with people's careers. Please. Mess with her career. There are laws against this for a reason. She had no right to tell your SM anything. You have the right to keep your conversations with your therapist confidential. If this person even is a therapist and not just some religious leader or similar, posing as a licensed therapist. NTA. NTA. When I asked how she knew, she admitted that the therapist told her. Yeah, that is wildly unprofessional and out of line in any way. Does this therapist know your stepmother? It reads like she picked someone she knew well and could pressure to violate their duty to you. NTA. Report her and get as far away from these people as you can. You should be able to talk to your therapist without worrying. Find one who doesn't know her at all. I'm so sorry. NTA. If she's a licensed therapist, she could, and should, get in serious trouble for this. You would not be messing with her career. She did that when she breached your trust and confidentiality. If she's a licensed therapist, I'm wondering if she's a real therapist, or just a counselor, or some other nonsense designed to trick people into trusting them. Like how there are registered dietitians who are licensed and regulated, and then there are nutritionists who are not. If your stepmother took care of everything, she may have found a counselor to act as her spy. NTA. Report them. Are you even sure you're seeing a licensed therapist? NTA. Please report this therapist ASAP. You're an adult. It doesn't matter what your dad thinks. And even less so his wife. This is a HIPAA violation and should be reported. NTA. But if you don't report this therapist, you'll be an awe to yourself. This is super unethical. And you're not a minor. One thing before you report, ask your therapist if you've signed any confidentiality waivers. If you did not, ask your therapist why they broke confidentiality. Then report them. NTA. Cause issues. Make a ruckus. Your therapist violated patient-doctor confidentiality. You're 21, not 12, and they had zero right to do so. You have to report the therapist. It's basically your moral duty. After you do that, you need to find a way to get some emotional and physical distance from your dad and stepmom. She's a walking cliché and he does not have your back at all. NTA. The therapist messed with their own career by breaching confidentiality. 100% report this. If the therapist did this to you, they could also do it to someone else, and that breach of confidentiality could end very badly for whoever expected their sessions to be in confidence. Hugs to you, and I am sorry for your loss. NTA. Excuse me. What? Your therapist broke confidentiality and you'd be the bad one for reporting it? You're not causing issue or messing with people's careers. The therapist did that themselves to their own career. They broke your trust. It's unacceptable, unethical, completely wrong. You should absolutely report them. No. NTA. Report the therapist. Guidelines and professional codes of conduct exist for a reason, and this is an unambiguous violation of them. If the therapist cannot follow these codes of conduct, they have no business being a career therapist to begin with. I will also say, you were perhaps a bit naive to trust your stepmother to select a therapist for you if you are already aware of her controlling nature. I'm sure you've learned from that mistake. NTA. Therapist broke confidentiality. Sorry for your loss and good luck at medical school. Make your mom proud. Yeah. I bet the therapist your stepmom got you was one of her friends. But the therapist is incredibly unprofessional. Report her. Get your own therapist, one that you picked out. I am sorry for your loss. NTA. InTA. The therapist should lose their license, if they have one. NTA. If people can't trust the therapist, they will stop going. You absolutely need to report her. She cannot be trusted. Report the therapist and move out.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.